Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news all right. Folks, buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Bills and the AFC East as a whole. Rumors are swirling around the Houston Texans and their potential move that could significantly impact the Bills' championship window. We're talking about a possible trade involving Nico Collins, a key receiver for Houston, heading to Buffalo. Now I know what some of you are thinking. How does this make sense? Well, let's dig in deep, analyze the situation, and see how this potential move could reshape the Bills' offense and their playoff ambitions. First off, Houston is sitting pretty at a strong 9-3 record, and they've got a cap space of around $14 million. But despite their solid record, there's a clear weakness in their depth at wide receiver. Their passing offense, which averages about 26. 5 points per game has been decent but not elite. And with the Texans focusing heavily on extending C.J. Stroud, especially to keep him happy and secure for the future, they're eyeing a bit of a roster shakeup. The whispers are that Houston might consider trading Nico Collins, a receiver who's been making some noise and has the potential to be a major difference maker for a contender like the Bills. Now, why would Houston consider moving Collins? Well, there are a few reasons. For starters, Collins is a player with a pretty solid resume so far. He's only 26, and he's built like a true alpha receiver, big, physical, and a nightmare for defenders in contested catch situations. He's shown flashes of elite production, especially in clutch moments. His stats for 2025 are pretty impressive. Around 45 receptions on 75 targets, totaling about 650 yards, averaging 14. 4 yards per catch and snagging 6 touchdowns. He's also a reliable yard-after-catch guy, with over 280 yards YAC, and his overall PFF grade is an impressive 82, with minimal injury concerns. Collins is a player who can be a true mismatch, using his size and contested catch ability to win against even the tightest coverage. But the Texans are reportedly cautious about trading him because of his contract status. They've got roughly $12 million in cap space, and trading Collins could free up some room while also giving them a shot at acquiring draft picks or a promising young receiver. Plus, Houston might be eyeing a strategic rebuild around their QB, C.J. Stroud, and they see a move like this as a way to get more draft capital or depth in other areas. The trade could involve Buffalo sending a couple of draft picks and maybe a young receiver prospect in exchange, giving Houston the flexibility they need to push for a playoff run and future growth. For the Bills, adding Collins makes a ton of sense. They're sitting at 8-4, and their receiving core has been a bit banged up lately. With the injuries to guys like Gabe Davis and others currently on IR, the team has relied heavily on Stephon Diggs and a few role players. Collins would not only add size and reliability to that group, but also serve as a perfect complement to Diggs. His ability to win contested catches and convert critical third downs would elevate the Bills' passing game, especially in tight situations. Josh Allen would have a reliable weapon who can go up and get the ball, helping keep the offense balanced and unpredictable. Furthermore, Collins' metrics suggest he's poised for even more production. His projected yardage for 2025 is around 10 yards, and he's averaging over 2 yards more per route run compared to previous seasons. His ability to stretch the field and win contested catches could be a real X-factor in the playoffs, especially when defenses tighten up. Plus, his YPRR, yards per route run, of +1. 6 over Shakir shows he's a dynamic player capable of creating separation and big plays. If the Bills can integrate him smoothly into their system, he could quickly become a favorite target for Allen, especially in high-pressure situations. And let's not forget the cap implications. Restructuring contracts and making this trade could give the Bills some much-needed breathing room in the cap space department. That allows them to be flexible for future moves, whether that's extending key players like Diggs or adding depth in other areas. It's a strategic move that aligns with their goal of maintaining a Super Bowl-caliber roster without sacrificing future flexibility. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this potential trade isn't just about plugging a hole. It's about elevating the entire offense. The Bills have been a balanced team all season, averaging around 28. 1 points per game, but inconsistencies in the passing game and injuries have sometimes held them back. Adding a player like Collins, with his elite contested catch ability and proven production, could be that missing piece that pushes the offense to new heights. Allen, known for his big arm and playmaking ability, would have a new weapon that fits perfectly into their fast-paced, aggressive style. You also have to consider the playoff implications. The Bills are positioned well at 8-4, but with the AFC being as competitive as it is, every advantage counts. Collins' ability to perform in clutch moments, especially in contested catch situations, could be the difference in close playoff games. His physicality and reliable hands would give Allen more options to target in high-stakes situations, helping them stay ahead of the AFC pack and secure that coveted top seed. But let's also talk about the Texans' side of things. They're a team on the rise, and their focus on developing C.J. Stroud is clear. They want to build around their young QB, and acquiring draft picks or a promising receiver prospect could be part of their plan to accelerate that process. Moving Collins might seem risky, especially since they're still in the playoff hunt, but it could be a strategic move to maximize their assets and retool for the future. Plus, with Houston's solid defense and a decent running game, they're trying to balance their roster to compete now while planning for the long term. Now, what does this mean for the Bills and their division rivals? Well, if this trade goes through, it could send shockwaves through the AFC East. The Bills would bolster their offense with a dynamic, proven receiver who can make a difference in big games. It would send a message to the rest of the league that Buffalo is serious about contending again. For Miami and the Jets, who are both trying to stay in the playoff hunt, this kind of move could shift the balance of power, making the Bills even more dangerous and harder to beat. In terms of the overall impact, this isn't just about one player. It's about the strategy and mindset of the Bills organization. They've shown in recent years that they're willing to make bold moves, whether that's trading for star players or reworking contracts to stay competitive. Adding Collins would be another statement that they're all in for a Super Bowl run, especially with their window opening wider and wider as the season progresses. And if we look at the numbers, the potential fit is undeniable. Collins' stats and film show a player who thrives in contested situations, with a high catch rate and a knack for making tough grabs. His history of minimal injuries and consistent production make him an attractive target for a team that's trying to maximize every opportunity. For the Bills, this addition could be the final piece that helps them overcome tough defenses in January and February, especially when the game slows down and every yard counts. Of course, there are questions. Will Houston pull the trigger? Can Collins adapt quickly to the Bills' system? Will the chemistry come together fast enough? Those are all valid concerns, but the potential upside far outweighs the risks. The Bills are already a formidable team, and adding a player of Collins' caliber could push them over the edge and into that Super Bowl conversation. In conclusion, if this trade materializes, it would be a significant move for the Bills, one that could redefine their offense and their playoff ambitions. It highlights their willingness to be aggressive and strategic, understanding that every advantage matters when chasing that elusive Lombardi trophy. The AFC East could soon see a new power emerge, and Buffalo fans should be excited about what's on the horizon. The combination of Allen's arm, Diggs' route running, and Collins' contested catch ability could make this offense unstoppable. Stay tuned, because the NFL landscape is always shifting, and the Bills are right in the middle of it, ready to strike and take another shot at glory. And remember, this is just the beginning. More updates are coming, and we'll be here to break it all down for you. So keep your eyes on this space, Bills Mafia, because big things are happening and the future looks bright. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Buffalo Bills. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news.